For nearly 50 years, the Peddler Steakhouse has been a premier restaurant. The real question is, can a place like this still live up to its legacy today? Welcome to Bear Facts, where we explore the Smoky Mountains one bear fact at a time. Welcome back, everyone, and thank you for watching our channel. Today, we're visiting the Peddler Steakhouse in Gatlinburg, and we're going to see if after 50 years, this place is still worth the hype. Especially after seeing restaurants in the area evolve, how many menu shifts there have been, and the quality and pricing fluctuation all over the place. It's hard to imagine a place surviving 50 years in a tourist destination such as Gatlinburg, yet they have done it. It is known as a cutthroat market where tourists are as fickle as the bears in Cades Cove. Now, we'd actually been to the Peddler once before, about 5 or 6 years ago, and this is the reason I hadn't done a video on them, is because our experience was during the big COVID shutdown era. So everyone was reopening, they were trying to find ways to accommodate all the new rules and restrictions, and I hate to say it, it just kind of made everything lose its luster, especially restaurants. So I kind of didn't go back again. My experience was okay, and I'm like, for the price we were paying, I just didn't feel like going back. However, we finally decided it was time to revisit them, and it had been on our list of restaurants to go back to again because our first experience was nice and all. It just wasn't what we were expecting and had nothing to do with the restaurant, but during the time period. So when we went back just very recently, we discovered it was their 50th anniversary, and that was surprising to us because honestly, I hadn't even known they've been around that long. Now, one thing you will notice about Gatlinburg is they love their steakhouses. There are no shortages of options out there. There's a lot of big name spots, even smaller ones. It's a tourist favorite. It's one of those comfort foods that many people lean into whenever they're on vacation, especially in Gatlinburg and the Smoky Mountains. But the Peddler has always seemed to carve out its own lane. It's locally owned and operated, and that already sets it apart from others in the town where chains and large groups have become much more common. The restaurant is part of the Ogle family group, who've been very deeply rooted in the Gatlinburg area. They have other restaurants. One of their most notable ones is the Park Grill, which is only about a half a mile from the Peddler, and that one is right on the Parkway. Both places are bordering the Smoky Mountain National Park, and they both lean into the connection to the park with their decor and the overall experience. Heck, they go so far as to pipe in nature music if you're in their restroom. So if you ever go into one of the restrooms at either one of those restaurants, yeah, you'll hear birds chirping in the background. That's just music in the background, but it's hilarious because you're like, oh, this is odd and, kind of soothing at the same time. So it's one of those quirky things I like about the restaurants. All right, so letting you know straight up, the Peddler Steakhouse is not a place you can casually walk in during peak times, especially the weekends and holidays. Hell Week, which is often referred to as the time after Christmas, also is a very bad time to try to just walk in. So I would definitely call ahead and make a reservation. Otherwise, you're going to be standing there watching other people walking in and enjoying their meal right away because they thought ahead. But I'm going to give you a little tip, okay? And this actually applies to the Park Grill as well, just letting you know. Both places offer walk-in seating if you can snag a table right next to the bar. Yeah, so if you know this ahead of time and you didn't make plans or you didn't get in a reservation, try walking in and going to the bar in either one of the restaurants, and you can just get a seat if they're open and available. Now, one of the things that immediately sets the Peddler apart is the building itself. This isn't a building that they built and made look rustic. It's a rustic building that they continue to build up and around. The steakhouse was originally owned by the Ogle family, and this family has a name that carries a lot of history in the Gatlinburg area. The Ogle family is one of the founding families in the Smoky Mountain area. They actually have a cabin that's still up and people can walk around up in the Roaring Forks Nature Trail if you want to check that one out. They also have another cabin, Martha Jane Ogle's cabin, and it sits at the intersection of 441, 321 as you're entering Gatlinburg, right in front of the public parking garage. Now, the actual restaurant itself has maintained a lot of the original structural components. The actual restaurant was acquired by Steaks Sophisticated in 1976. Yep, 50 years ago, right about now. And they have been building it up since. One of the things they did maintain, which was awesome, and I didn't even know about this until afterwards, was a rare species of tree. So right in the front, if you're walking in, you're going to see an 80-foot dawn redwood tree, and it was actually believed to be extinct. So they actually acquired this tree from a trip from Washington. There's a whole story to it, but I'm not going to get into it. But the tree is over 70 years old, a living reminder of the history of Gatlinburg. Another unique feature that you'll find is right underneath the sign of the Peddler sign in the front. You'll see that there is a round circular object inserted into the stone itself. Now that actually used to be owned by Earl Ogle. He actually collected those. These are called millstones, and they were used to grind corn into meal and flour. So he actually collected them. This was part of his collection that was left behind when the restaurant took over the building itself, and now is part of the restaurant's roots as well. As you walk through the front dining room, you can see the original log construction, the heavy timber beams, and that kind of craftsmanship. It's hard to replace today. It makes it an authentic experience when you're going down there. Over the years, the restaurant has been built up and expanded. A few examples are the bar and stained glass you're going to find inside. In 1983, the bar area was added and extended out over the water, giving visitors and diners the unique opportunity to sit and enjoy looking at the river below. The stained glass doors were added in a big remodel, as well as the stained glass above the salad bar in about 2006. Now, as distracting as the decor can be, especially that raccoon getting drunk in the corner by the bar, the real reason for your visit here is actually to eat. And let's get started, because I'm sure that's what you're more excited about. Especially the bread that you get as soon as you sit down. The bread, warm and slightly crisp on the outside, soft on the inside, with that fresh baked feel that makes it hard to stop at just one piece. It's simple, but it sets the tone. While munching on bread, you can look over the menu and deliberate on what to order as you sip on your cocktail or soda or just fresh water. It's a much bigger menu than when we were there after COVID. You could see the difference is pretty significant, though not so overwhelming that you can't make up your mind. Its focus is the classics, and it's built around quality ingredients. But fair warning, it is also built around a meat eater's paradise. So if you have a vegetarian in your party, the salad bar will be their best option. And it's no small salad bar either. That salad bar can be a meal all on its own. It's pretty big. You'll get fresh greens, toppings, dressing, and enough variety that you can build something light or go all out before your entree even hits the table. Of course, the real centerpiece here is the steak, and that's where the Peddler really leans into its reputation. Each steak is cut and prepared to your liking, giving you that sense of control over how your meal turns out. Whether you prefer it rare and still running, or medium, or somewhat charred beyond, if that's what you ask, that's what you'll get. Now, my husband actually went with the prime rib, which is always a strong test for any steakhouse. And this one definitely delivered. It was thick cut, tender, and had that rich, slow roasted flavor you're looking for. And for me, though, I kind of leaned a little bit into a different direction. For this visit, I decided to go with a rainbow trout, which is actually a pretty meaningful dish in this part of the country. The Smoky Mountains are known for their native trout, and though the rainbow trout is not truly native to the area, they are now officially considered a native trout because they are reproducing naturally in the park itself. The flavor was mild but fresh, with just enough seasoning to enhance the natural taste without overpowering it. It does come with the skin, which helps keep it moist inside when they're cooking it. I believe you could have gotten it breaded as well. I wanted to have it by itself, so I did ask for a little bit of lemon on the side. excellent, excellent job. Another thing is, I didn't find a single bone. Sometimes that can be a tricky thing with trout, is that you will find bones throughout it. They did a superior job of removing that from the fish itself. The restaurant really tempted us with dessert, but both of us were so full from the bread, the salad bar, and the meal, we just couldn't have anything more. I really did want to try some of the stuff they had on that menu, though. Now, one of the things most of you are thinking, well, this place seems to be too good to be true. And you're right. Okay, so here's the one thing about Peddler. They are not cheap. Okay, they're not as expensive as, let's say, the Heirloom Room or the Greenbrier. Those places can easily sell you a $200 piece of steak and not even blink afterwards. But the Peddler, as with most of the sit-down restaurants in the Gatlinburg area, is a little bit pricier. I think our meal ended up costing like $100, and that's really not too bad considering, you know, we got our drink, we got our main meals, it came with salad bar, came with bread. So honestly, you know, that's a going rate for most steak restaurants. But for some people who are on a serious budget, I would go online, take a look at their pricing beforehand, and make sure that you are prepared for the sticker shock when you actually sit down and eat your meal. So here's a quick summary of our experience. One, first most important thing, yes, we will be going back. Absolutely, I will be going back. I enjoyed this way more than the first time right after COVID. Two, they have parking. Yes, they actually have parking, which is something unheard of in Gatlinburg. They are on River Road, so they have their own parking area, and it's not taken over by tourists trying to find free parking. So usually it's pretty good to go. Yeah, obviously during their really busy times, you might even struggle for parking there. There is a paid lot across the road down the way, but you know what? At least they offer it, right? We absolutely love the ambiance, and even more so is the connection that the Peddler has made with the history of the area. They have embraced it. They have this decor that's amazing and beautiful. It's not pretentious. You walk in, you can literally walk in after going fishing all day long, and they will give you a seat and not even blink, you know. You can dress up really nicely. It didn't matter. You know, we had shorts on and a sweatshirt, you know, that was fine, but you can dress up too. The rose lady, love that little touch. She walks around, she'll sell you a rose. It's a sweet little romantic gesture for some people. So this place really does fit a lot of different people's expectation. You know, you have your casual diners and you have your upscale diners, and, you know, people celebrating different events. I hope this video helps you plan your visit to the Smoky Mountains. You're getting an honest review from our personal experiences, but facts and things change, so please keep us in the loop if you learned anything new and want to share your experiences in the comments. Thanks again for visiting us at Fairfax of the Smoky Mountains. Please click that like button and subscribe to our channel.